Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. What I would do with $200,000, 200K. What I would do with it. And this is inspired by something I saw on IG. One of my friends on there was actually Offie Kingdom. He had shared a meme, and it showed, it was asking the question, what would you rather have? 200,000 in cash or a coin flip to get 40 million? Now, most people took the 200,000 in cash. Some people say, hey, they'll take the shot at the coin flip. And whatever, honestly, that coin flip sounds like you got 50% chance of winning 40 million. But you also have a 50% chance of losing it, right? And, people have different things about it. People say, hey, I don't got it now. Why not go for it? Okay. But this is what I said on I commented. I said I would take the 200,000, invest it in commercial properties and other types of businesses, and eventually get 40 million and more. It's because I was thinking about that. If 200,000, and it wouldn't have to be that much. I know some people say, well, I'll take the millions. But you say a sure 200,000? And I would hope they don't take out taxes. Now, even if they do, well, let's just make it easier. A 200,000, because I would be like, okay, what I'm making now, I got that 200,000. All right, I can put that away. I can invest it. I had said commercial property. Now, let me say why I say commercial property, because some people say, hey, I'll get some rental properties and all of that. I mentioned several times before, my grandmother was a landlord, and that can be annoying. And I've known some people, some associates, even friends who own some property, and it was always a headache. And yeah, you make a little bit of money, and honestly, if you got the stomach for it, definitely go for it. But I say, no, I will put some of that money down on a commercial property, some building somewhere, or maybe a little strip mall or something, depending on the locale, and then charge money. Of course, you got that space. I would charge money for businesses. Of course, I would keep it up. Probably would hire a management company just to take care of the minutia of day-to-day operations and everything. But I would start with a commercial property, because it's like I said in a video, despite people thinking everything's going online, brick and mortars aren't going anyplace, especially with Generation Z. So I would say, ideally, and this is a vision I have for the future anyway, owning a strip mall. Like a place, well, not a major strip mall, but like little shopping plazas, someplace, one of those places, got a good parking lot, can have like 4 or 5 stores in there. And I would be like, because one of my visions is having a bookstore for myself. Bookstore. And I wouldn't be worried about making a profit with the bookstore. It'd just be where I can dispense wisdom. Seriously, that's a dream of mine. But then I would make sure I would get that property and probably just set up my own business. But then I would say, okay, what else can I get in here? What kind of businesses are sticky type of businesses? And sticky business means people will keep coming. At least one restaurant or takeout place. Probably a restaurant actually be better. Maybe a good restaurant, maybe a takeout place in there, depending on the size. But I would rent it out to businesses that, they need a space. Like restaurants, they're always going to need a space. People can talk takeout and all that stuff, but usually with restaurants now, they'll do deliveries, but people want to go out. They'll say, okay, let me do that. And maybe a couple other businesses that can get a lot. Maybe some type of specialty clothing store. Definitely, if I put in something that's selling personal care products or something like that, I would rent out. I would be very strategic on how I rent it out. And that's just one option. What I might also do is start start a store. I always say a bookstore, but maybe start some type of brick and mortar retail store, specialty or something like that. And, you know, and indeed in that shopping, little shopping plaza, maybe even have some type of rent it out to a coffee place or something. Because first of all right, first I'm starting with the property, getting the rent from that, and then renting it out to businesses that can draw plenty of people, a continuous stream of people, which means they'll be successful. Then they don't want to leave. That's steady money. And then as I make money from that, I would still expand. Because from the base of that money, maybe get another place. Maybe even at some point do get some residential properties. And that's just the real estate. People got to sleep no matter what. But then I would still look into other business, maybe creating a chain of stores or something like that. Just have the right product in there. See, what I would do, I would look at 200,000. Think about something, 200,000, and you don't have to pay it back? Please. Shoot, because that's a lot of people. See, a lot of businesses get caught up because they'll get 200,000, but they got to pay something. Imagine 200,000 free and clear. You invested. Now somebody say, well, I'll get me a Lamborghini. I'll do all that. You stupid as shit. You use money. Yeah, I'm going to say stupid as shit. No. You use money to make money. And then when you making several million, then you can look at that Lamborghini or something. Because unfortunately, you got to spend it just not to get taxed on it. So you got to spend something with it. And not on you can't write off a Lamborghini unless you use it for business. But, you know, of course, you're going to look into the tax write-offs and everything like that. But 200,000 seed money? That's the first thing. Anybody who just use it for personal needs other than paying off debt. If you get 200,000, you paying off like some serious debt, like even student loans or something, okay, that's cool. Because then if you pay off your debt, then whatever money you making, then you can put that into savings accounts, investment accounts, stuff like that, and then still make money. But if you got your bills under control, your debt under control, get 200,000, use it to make more money. And one of the things I gotta say, if you do invest it, do your due diligence. Don't just, don't get hit up with something that's not. They got a lot of stuff out there. Oh, you can make money, and people get milked. Look into it. See, the thing about property, I would look first into real estate, honestly, because people always need a place to sleep. Businesses always need a place. If you own that space, boom, and you sitting back just collecting the money, steady money. All the businesses have to do is be good. And honestly, if they successful, and even so, they might want to move, they got that right to. You could always say, hey, this the type of traffic, this the neighborhood we live in, all of that. But I would definitely invest that joint and just make more money, at every single penny. If I had some debt, maybe take a little bit out, but I got my debt under control. I got some debt, I ain't gonna lie and say I don't, but I got it under control. So I use that 200,000 and be like, let me start looking at some properties. Cause shoot, you put 100,000, you only have to put the whole thing. 100,000 on anything, and you don't have to pay that loan back. And then all you have to do is just pay, whatever it costs, like say if it's $1 million, it just make sure you got enough money to, you are getting a loan. But, you're still putting a lot down, and really depending on your location, you might be able to buy something outright. Depending on what city, what location. Maybe like a smart move could be to look at an area that's slowly building up and just buy something there. That's what a lot of people with money, and they'll buy, like a lot of rich people, whenever, like in poor areas and stuff, you'll get somebody and just buy up everything and then start fixing it up. Unfortunately, that gets into a political thing called gentrification, but that's a whole other conversation. Fact of the matter is, if you're looking at it from a cold-blooded business perspective, a better crowd with money is moving in. So it's like, oh, fix that up. Buy it now, buy it at a low price. Some people, some millionaires, they will purposely buy something in a poor area and just hold on to it and wait to see what happens. Because it's just, they smart. They'll get it. You get people like depressed, like foreclosed homes. There's plenty of people, big buddy, doing all of that. And they'll buy it and just fix it up, and then, you know, sometimes they rent it out, sometimes they'll just sell it to someone else. But I would, with 200,000, please. Money, 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 money. Anyway, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.